All right, so today what we want to talk about is stress. And to begin with, I just want you to think to yourself about what is stress. You hear that word all the time. You hear people say, I'm stressed, but what actually is it? So we're going to do a think, pair, share activity. And what I'd like you to do right now is just think to yourselves, so don't talk to anyone, just think to yourself for about 10 seconds about what is stress. What actually is it? So go ahead and think. Okay, hopefully you've got some kind of an idea in your mind. So just with the person next to you, I just want you to turn and have a conversation back and forth with that person about what stress is. And then in about 30 seconds, I'm going to randomly pick a pair from the class to tell the rest of us what you were thinking about. Okay, so go ahead, chat with your partner beside you. Tell them what you think stress is. Okay, and stop there. I think I heard some good conversation going on. So just tell the rest of us, if anyone has some good ideas about what you think stress is. How would you define it, or what would you say stress is? Any thoughts? Yes?
We said stress was like pressure to finish something, like being overwhelmed. So much things on your plate that you don't know how you're going to finish it all.
Great.
Especially in a certain period of time.
Okay, great. So that overwhelming feeling that you get, right? About whatever pressure is on you at that time. Great. Other thoughts? What is stress?
We said it's a combination of having problems, thinking about those problems, and not having enough time to fix those problems.
Okay, great. Excellent ideas there. Anything else? Yes?
It's like having a lot of anxiety and worry.
Okay, great. That worrying feeling, which often comes out in a physical way, right? When you get stressed, you'll often hear your friends talk about, or maybe you felt it yourself, that you start getting those physical kinds of things happening. Sometimes people feel kind of sick or get headaches or those kinds of things around stress. So we're going to move forward now, having thought about what stress is, and we're going to think about what causes stress. So we're going to use an activity that's called Post-it Pilot. And so to begin with, what I'd like you to do is just at your table, if you could just number off from 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 in this case. Okay, so go ahead and do that so that you each have a number. Great. And so now, if you were number 3, I'd like you to come up and just get 4 Post-it packs for your group. There you go. You can give one to each person in your group. And I think there's 4 there for your group. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And you guys need 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, excellent. All right, so give a Post-it pack to each person in your group. And to begin with, this activity is one that is individual. So what you're going to do in a second is I'm going to give you a topic. You're going to write one idea per Post-it, and you're just going to post them beside you kind of in a line so that you can see what each of them say. Okay? So you'll have about 30 seconds to write as many ideas as you can. Don't look at what other people in your group are writing. Try to keep your eyes to yourself, and then I'll stop you and we'll move forward from there. So here's your question. What do you think causes stress? So for people your age, you know, going to school, what kinds of things cause stress? What are the stressors or the things that cause stress? Okay, so go ahead, write one idea per Post-it and just put them beside you. Okay, so next step, looks like everyone's got all of their ideas posted in the middle. So some of you have 3 or 4 piles, some of you have more diverse ideas, like you have about 10 or 15 piles because you all were thinking along different lines, which is great. But now what I'd like you to do is just with your group kind of come to a consensus of 3 ideas that you'd like to share with the whole class of what you think are the most significant stressors for people your age. So if you could come up with 3 that you'd like to share, and then I'm going to call out a number from each group and have that person share it with the class. Okay, so away you go. Think about the 3 you'd like to share. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. So I'm just going to go around, and in each group I'm going to ask a certain number to share their 3 main ideas that they've come up with. So we'll start with this group back here. Who is number 3? Okay, so do you want to share 3 ideas with us?
Our first idea is like homework and projects after school, and our second idea is kind of being bullied and fitting in. And then the third idea is time management, like finding time to organize your job and your social life and everything.
Great. Those are all pretty significant ones, right? That I'm sure lots of other groups shared as well for students that are in school. So thank you for that.